Good morning. Hey, how's it going? My name's Kayleigh. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hello. Make sure you hit subscribe and like. If you're coming back, welcome back. Today, I'm recording for the Mars Retrograde. What can you expect? I'll be using the Druidcraft Tarot, and we'll be doing a 9-card box spread. How's your guys' September been so far? I have found it a little bit more difficult to get up and do what I want, but at the same time, it's been kind of nice because I tend to push myself really hard and then burn out. So that's not good. Also, these cards are massive. They're way too big for my hands, so I have to shuffle them like sideways. I'll show you. I have little girl hands. They're really big. Oh, hey, there's the Chariot. Anyway. I love Leo energy. I mean, who doesn't? Oh, man. So, Leo, just as I said, I love Leo energy. The 3 of Swords and the 7 of Swords popped up. With the 10 of Swords at the bottom. Ouch. I'm going to take those 2 for the center of this and see what else comes out. That's a heavy start. Ow. Okay. So, I'm going to start with the bottom. And then I analyze these going vertically and then horizontally for you. And you're lucky you get 2 cards for your middle. Alright. Lucky, I don't know. Lucky, unlucky. Alright. So, the first thing to consider with any 10 card is that 10 is the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new cycle once this 10 is finished with. The 10 of Swords hurts. This is the last decan of Gemini, and honestly, all of the Gemini pip cards, 8, 9, 10, they get a bad rap. But it is in these moments with these swords that you gain discipline. Yeah, it's kind of what those cards are about. Ouch. Okay, so that's that. That's heavy. That sucks. Like I said, in the very center you have the 3 of Swords and the 7 of Swords. So let's go through these real quick and then I'll go back and analyze them. In the first row, which kind of represents like the past energy, is the Moon in the top, the Prince of Swords, and Strength. Okay. In the middle we have the Lord, the 3 and the 7 of Swords, and then the Ace of Swords. And then in the last row, we have the 8 of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups, and the Princess of Cups. Okay? So, first row, we have the Moon. The Moon rules everything that is in the night. It rules our subconscious. It rules the more hidden and occult side of life. It is a feminine energy, and it usually shows that there's illusions. It's a very Neptunian, Piscean energy, and yeah, it shows that there's illusions or things that are hidden from us, especially when it's in that kind of a position where it's in our like headspace. Right directly underneath that is the Prince of Swords. The Prince of Swords is a very fast energy. This typically represents somebody that will definitely charge full speed ahead into some situation where there's been some injustice, or they feel like they have a lot of intellect to like add to the situation. There's a lot of swords. Sorry, Leo. Don't shoot the messenger. That's kind of what this feels like, actually. And then right underneath that is Strength, which is your card. This is called Lust in some decks. It's usually Lady Babylon depicted with a lion, but in this Celtic Druid themed deck, it's a wild boar, which I think is a really beautiful adjustment. Anyway, this is courage. This is you. This is your creative and stoic, calm, reserved energy. It's when you are able to balance the more wild and maybe lower base instincts of yourself with your higher mind. So if that's what's grounding you, at least in the past, that's a really beautiful energy. And that tells me that the Prince of Swords, while acting from a place of this is right and this is the courageous and like correct thing to do, perhaps not everything is actually revealed to you. There could still be some secrets, or maybe like actually, especially with the 7 of Swords and 3 of Swords in the middle, there's probably some secrets and some things being hidden from you that makes this not a good thing to charge into. Let's see. In the middle row, we have the Lord, which is number 4 in the Major Arcana. This is the Emperor card. It represents the sign of Aries. This is like a healthy Emperor, a healthy Divine Masculine, a healed Divine Masculine will go for what he or she, the gender, sex of the cards is not relevant, by the way. It represents energy, not like your physical sex or the gender that you identify with. Anyway, the Emperor will go for and conquer new things that he wants or that he thinks should be a part of his empire, right? Considering it's the 4, it's also a very like stable energy. Ooh, I just spotted this. That is a beautiful little touch. I wonder if you'll be able to see it. Kind of, not really. Yeah, that's not gonna focus. Come on. Okay, well, I'll just have to tell you about it. Itchy nose, right? So on this lovely Emperor's staff, there's actually some Viking artwork. Ooh. So on his staff, there is, let's see if I have the rune. Oh, I do. There's this rune here. It's a lightning bolt. The rune is Solu, which represents power, and the sun, and wholeness, which is all about Leo. That's actually a really beautiful synchronicity. I forgot about that. And behind him, it looks like a hawk or an eagle in the sky. There's also like some carvings on his stone throne that are extremely Viking in nature, Norse in nature. And of course, the Vikings did land in Ireland and England. So it's a long history of that. But anyway, I digress. He also has like this gorgeous ceremonial, it's kind of a helmet, but it's a giant ceremonial thing. So anyway, this Emperor, I feel he is highly spiritual and just very highly spiritual and sure of himself and stable. And the 4 is a very stable number, so there's more of that there. So that's really cool. So it's like, yeah, All right, and then I was about to go like this, but we're still doing this way. All right, but in the middle, the Three of Swords and the Seven of Swords. That is rough. So the Seven of Swords on its own could be interpreted one of two ways. Either it's the more positive way where you are using your intellect and strategizing different things that need to be strategized about. Or it's someone, possibly you, or somebody outside of you, being manipulative and just Machiavellian in general. Strategy, right? But applied in a very not nice way. But because it's with the Three of Swords, I'm gonna say this is probably somebody. The image kind of speaks for itself, really. Somebody's breaking your heart. And Leo, you need someone that will be gentle with your heart, not someone that will stomp on it. So that really sucks. And I'm really sorry. And underneath that is the Ace of Swords. So it's kind of like, despite the massive heartbreak in the very center of the reading, up here in the ethereal, in the spirit, in your mind, you know that you have a lot of power and stability, and ultimately you'll be okay. And down below in the very material realm, you have like the sword of truth, kind of. But those things come with some heartbreak. And like I feel that right now. So anyway, next row over we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is the Lord of Prudence. This is actually a card of Virgo. It's the middle decan of Virgo, and it is I believe it's the decan ruled by the sun. Anyway, the Eight of Pentacles is like doing the hard labor, working your butt off, planning. Actually, this could very, very well be planning and executing that plan to bring in more like stability and wealth for yourself. So that's really quite nice. Right underneath the Eight of Pentacles is the Seven of Cups. Now depicted here, I feel like this is the myth of Narcissus depicted right here. And you know, he's getting lost in the illusion of the empty beauty that he sees in the lake. And he'll stay there forever because it's fake. The other way that this card can be interpreted, based on the astrological knowledge that I've got, is it could also be Venus and Scorpio. I've been practicing with the Hermetic deck. That's what this card is Venus and Scorpio. The thing about that, Venus and Scorpio requires somebody that they can really trust. Because that's a really hard placement. It's a really hard placement. And because of the extreme depth of Scorpio, which it's interesting, this is a still body of water, which is what Scorpio is. Because of the extreme depth of Scorpio and the need for Scorpio, that energy to like really understand the whys of why something didn't work out, they could stay for a really long time, really analyzing every past mistake and past relationship and stuff like that. But because of that, they require somebody that they can really trust in order to open up again. But I feel like Leo, you'll be able to do that, because right directly underneath that card is the Princess of Cups, and my hair all over both of my arms is standing up on end right now. I wasn't expecting this to be a love reading, yet here we are. The princesses of every suit indicate the initial physical manifestation of that energy. So the aces are, wow, whew, more chills. Whew. Oh my gosh. So anyway, the aces are like the beginning of that cycle. So this is like a new idea or like a new insight. And the princesses are the physical manifestation of that. So if this were, for example, the Princess of Swords next to the Ace of Swords, I would say that like this is the initial idea and this is the idea coming into fruition. But this is the Princess of Cups. So instead of an idea or an insight, it's more likely that this is either somebody or someone or something. Somebody or something that represents the beginnings of a deep and serene and calm and trusting emotional bond or spiritual bond or both. Could be both. Wow, what a beautiful reading. I mean, there's a lot that sucks. You know, heartbreak, swords in the back. That sucks. It does. But these painful moments, they will liberate you from the chains that you keep around yourself. Pain is what we use as fuel to ascend. It is what we use to exactly. I was just gonna say the exact same thing again. It's what we use to fuel ourselves to ascend. The only way to break through illusions is with truth, and truth sucks, and truth can be very painful. Another thing I want to note about the Three of Swords, speaking of deacons, this is actually a card of Libra, and it's Saturn in Libra. So it's the middle deacon of Libra, ruled by Saturn. And everything, okay, when it comes to Saturn, probably hearing a lot about Saturn considering the current astrological weather. But the thing about Saturn is Saturn does things the right way. Saturn follows the rules. Saturn wants you to follow the rules. And if there is any situation, especially when it comes to Libra type stuff, Libra rules, in case you don't know, Libra rules partnerships, like legally binding contracts, also like business partnerships, and roadways that trade and commerce travel on. So Libra, Saturn in Libra, therefore means that things are being followed to the letter, and you're doing things the right way. So if, say, if you have been the one that's been deceptive, then the Three of Swords is asking you to cut that crap out and be truthful, which I think that you will be, or somebody will be truthful with you. Yeah. And I mean, you have a ton of strength. You're Leo. You have the courage. Truth can be scary, you know, but ultimately it's liberating. Lying to people is never the way to go. Okay, so now that was vertical. I feel like actually that was the whole reading, but just for poops and giggles, I'll go through it like this as well. So I'm gonna start from the bottom. So very bottom row, Strength, Ace of Swords, Princess of Cups. This is the grounding energy. So you're being grounded by strength, by truth, and by the promise of emotional fulfillment, spiritual fulfillment. What's happening right now in your reality? You've got the Prince of Swords, the Seven of Swords, Three of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. Oh, it's 2 7s. I just noticed that. Yup. So Prince of Swords, we're flying in or flying out of some situation. The Prince of Swords, by the way, that is 2 deacons of Gemini and 1 deacon of Taurus. Gemini is all about truth. Ooh, there's a theme here. Sorry, not sorry. So the Prince of Swords, at their highest vibration, they will get right to the truth of the matter. They will communicate exactly how they feel and exactly what they think, even if that means it will hurt somebody, because that's what they do. They're also very decisive. At a lower vibration, they could be highly manipulative. They could use that intellect, like I was saying about the 7 of Swords, they could use that intellect, for ill will rather than for good. It did come up outright, though, so I don't think that's you. I hope that's not you, Leo. And then 7 of Swords, 3 of Swords, I already analyzed that to death. That's ouch. And the 7 of Cups, this is yeah, you need to break from the illusion and find real nourishment and real trust in clearer waters. And then above, with the Moon, the Lord, and the 8 of Pentacles. This is a card of Pisces, a card of Aries, and oh, that's interesting. And how they are. This is a card of Pisces, and this is a card of Aries. Well, I didn't notice that. That's cool. That's really cool. That's really, 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 really cool, because this is the last sign of the zodiac, and this is the first sign of the zodiac. So this really represents, during this Mars retrograde period, you, Leo, are going to go from a place of endings and completions and the seeing the higher meaning in things, and then you may experience a death maybe within yourself with some belief structures, something along those lines that causes a renewal where you come out into this stronger, more direct, renewed, but younger, because it's Aries, renewed rebirth energy, where you start to take charge and move forward, and then you start putting in a ton of work. Leo, this is a really beautiful reading, despite how it started with the 10 of Swords underneath, and then the 3 and the 7. I was really worried for you, I'm not gonna lie, but I think you'll be fine as long as you really cling to this truth and act with integrity. I think you'll be fine. Just know that the longer you keep something going that either doesn't serve you or isn't truly fulfilling, this guy looks like he has this 1 cup here, but it's not enough. It's not truly nourishing to him, or he wouldn't be stuck in this well, looking into this pond. But like I said, there's the promise for something much better. Alright, Leo, that's what I have for you. If you're looking for a personal reading, my name is Kayleigh again, and my email's down below. And I would very much love to help you out with that. I also do Elder Futhark rune readings. Those are my favorite. But I'm really loving the tarot, so hit me up. Anyway, I hope you guys have a wonderful month, and yes, see you later.